Hello, good morning, dear students. Myself is Dr.Kausar, Unnisa, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce and Management, GFGC, Kerala. In the previous class and all, we have discussed about regarding to the classification of statistics and the different types of classification and some of the contents which is relating for the problems. So that has been discussed in the previous class. So in this class, we have a discussion on tabulation of data. So what do you mean by tabulation? What do you mean by table? Table is nothing but which contains a rectangular arrangement of the data, which is having both the rows and columns. When we are going to represent the data in a horizontal form, it is called as row. If you are going to represent in the form of column, vertical, it is called as columnar representation. If both is included in a table, then it is called as the tabulation. So tabulation is nothing but a systematic presentation of numerical data in rows and columns according to their common characteristics, and it expresses the data in a concise and attractive form which can be easily understood and used to compare numerical figures from one column to the another column. So we know that that is the meaning of tabulation. Let us we see here according to A.M. Tutil what he defines according to him. What do you mean by tabulation? Tabulation is nothing but a statistical table in the logical listing of related quantitative data in vertical columns and horizontal rows of numbers with sufficient explanatory and qualifying words, phrases and statements in the form of titles, headings, footnotes to make it clear the full meaning of data and their origin. This is according to the turtle. What he is going to define the regarding to tabulation means tabulation is nothing but a quantitative data which must contain the vertical columns and horizontal rows. When you are going to present the data in the form of numbers, it must contain rows and columns. And also the table must have title for the table, headings must be there, head notes should be there, footnotes should be there. The complete format of the table, it is contains both the studs, the captions, all these are nothing but the parts of the table. If it is included in a table, then only it is called as the tabulation. Let us will go what are the objectives of this tabulation? For what purpose we require tabulation? To simplify complex data. So we know that the huge data cannot be read easily. So it has to be presented either in the graphs or it may be in the form of tables or it may be in the form of pictures. Then only the complex data can be easily understood to the mass of the people. So this tabulation, it reduces the bulk of the information. It is nothing but it is reducing the raw data in a simplified and meaningful form so that it is easily interpreted by a common man from one set of data with another. That is one of the objective of the tabulation. And the second objective is nothing but it helps us some of the features of the data. So it is going to be highlighted some of the characteristics of the data by seeing the table. And also with the help of this table, we can able to see very clearly what are the facts or what are the data. And it makes the person to read it in very precise form. So in a very precise form, it is possible to have a good explanation regarding to the table. So this tabulation is helps us to provide some of the essential features or characteristic features of the data. And the third objective, it makes us to have comparison. It facilitates for the comparison purpose. So whatever the data when we are going to represent in the form of rows and columns, it is helpful simultaneously in case of comparison. So if you are going to compare the data from one to another or from the previous years to the current year, so it makes us more accurate. It helps us to get the information accurately, or it gives very accurate data in a precise form. With the help of this comparison, for the future plans or for the future estimation, it becomes very helpful. So this tabulation, it facilitates for comparison. And the next objective is that it facilitates for statistical analysis. Though we know that for any research work or for any calculation, for if you are going to compute any averages or dispersion, correlation, regression, so if the data is being presented in the form of table, it is nothing but an organized form of data. So gives, which helps for the statistical analysis to analyze the data very easily. That is also one of the feature of tabulation. And also it saves the space. Instead of writing the paragraph, the same text if you are going to present it, the same data if you are going to present in the form of numbers, so it helps us the data to save the entire the mass data in a textual form. That is also one of the feature of the tabulation. Let us come across some of the parts of the table. What are the different parts the table requires? The first one is nothing but a table number. To each and every table, a number must be allotted. That is for what purpose? For the identification of a particular table. Because there are many tables will be there under our study. If you want to identify with the help of a number, it becomes very easily. For example, table 1, table 2, table 3, whenever we are going to analyze any kind of a data, with the help of table 1, if you are going to say, it becomes very accurate information, it becomes very easily to make the people to understand very accurately. So a table must contain the table number. And the next one is title of the table. What the title of the table is going to be expressed means, a title will explain what a table contains. And it should be very clear, it should be very brief, and it should be in the form of a bold type on the top of the table. It must be located, and should also indicate the time and place where to which the data is going to be referred. If you are going to have the title, for example, if any tables, what the table is going to be indicating, it is just like naming the table. So what the table is going to be highlighted can be read very easily with the help of the table. For example, if it doesn't have any name, means it cannot be identified by any people. In the same manner, the table, it doesn't contain any title, means it becomes very difficult to identify what kind of data they are going to be presented in the table. So the title of the table is going to represent regarding the information which is located in the table. And the next part is nothing but the caption. What do you mean by this caption is nothing but column headings. The or it may be called it as the column designations, what we are going to be given at the top of each column. So it is going to be explain what the figures in the column are going to be refer, and it should be very clear and precise. So the columns must be numbered if there are more than 4 or 5 columns. So columns are representing the headings of the captions are going to be represented is been nothing but the column headings. It is going to be designed, it is going to be defined what the column is going to be explained. That is called as caption. And the next is called as tab. What do you mean by this tab is nothing but row headings. So each row of the table must be given in a brief heading. So the designation of rows are called as stubs, or and the entire column is called as stub column when we are going to be represented. And the next one is called as the body of the table. So the data should be arranged in such a way that any figure can be located very easily. The various types of numerical variables should be arranged in an ascending order, or from left to right in rows, or from top to bottom in the columns. The column and row totals has to be given there. So it is nothing but the body of the table. Or the body of the table is nothing but which contains the numerical information, the entire the data which is being presented, right, in a precise form or in the form of both the captions and stubs. That is called as the body of the table. And the next part is called as head note. What do you mean by this head note? So head notes are nothing but the brief explanatory where we are going to be state for the material in the table, or it is being used to explain some of the certain points which are relating to the whole table, which is not included in the title, or it may be not been shown in the captions or stubs. For example, if you are going to express the data in the form of thousands, or in the form of crores, or in the form of lakhs, means At the top heading of the table left side, we can able to show in the form of head note. In thousand means whenever the data is being presented in the form of individual single figure, the entire thing is being shown in the form of thousands or in the form of lakhs or in the form of crores. That is called as head note. And the next part of the table, that is called as footnotes. Footnotes are nothing but the table where the reader may find difficult to understand from the title, captions and studs. So these footnotes are explained very easily. Where the footnotes are been located means below the body of the table. So they are the main sources for the table. So that is called as footnotes. So these are all some of the parts of the table. Let us then go for what are the different types of tabulation. We are going to come across three types of tabulation. One is simple tabulation, another one is the two-way tabulation, and next one is the complex tabulation. What do you mean by this simple tabulation? A table which contains of only one characteristic feature, that is called a simple tabulation, or a one-way table, or a simple table. It is nothing but the simplest table which contains the data of one characteristic only. A simple table is easy to construct and also it is simple to follow. Whenever the data is being expressed with only one characteristic, such kind of data is called as simple table. Let us will go for the second type of table, that is called as two-way table. Two-way table is nothing but the table which contains the data of two characteristics. They are called as two-way table. In these cases, therefore, we can able to show the data in the form of studs or captions are being divided. So again into some of two or coordinated parts which are relating to the tabulation. And the next one is called as manifold tabulation or called as complex table. What is this complex table means? If we are going to have more and more complex or more and more characteristics features which includes in the table, then we are going to highlight in the form of manifold table. If it is more than two characteristic features means, then we are going to be highlighted in a complex table. For example, we may can able to further classify the captions or stubs in the table with respect to, for example, marital status or religion or socio-economic status. So these are all more than two or three characteristics means this kind of data which is going to be included in the table, that is called as complex tabulation. So from this we are going to end this theory part. Let us will see how the problems are going to be discussed here. Let us will see one by one the problem here. So in this question, it is nothing but the question which is belonging to the um, uh, members, those who are voted in the case of Lok Sabha. So in the House of Lok Sabha, there are 600 members present during the discussion on a proposal. Out of total, 400 voted in a favor of resolution, and the government members in the House were 380. 65 members are belonging to the opposition for the resolution, and all the members are belonging either to the two groups or and there will be no absentees. Tabulate the above information. This is the information given. First, we should understand very clearly what information is given, then how many characteristics it can be there we can able to be depicted, we can able to be present in a table. So this is the information given. How many total number of members are there in a Lok Sabha means in the House of Lok Sabha, total number of members are 600. And out of 600, there is a resolution or some of the decisions has been taken in the government. So how many are favor to it? How many accepted the decisions means 400 people are accepted for the decision that has been taken in the resolution. And how many government members are there? Government members are nothing but the ruling party, what we are going to be called. The ruling party people are total, there were 380 people are there. The other means they are the other rest of the people out of 600, 380 were ruling party means the other rest will become the opposition party. Those are not under ruling party. And 65 members are belonging to the opposition voted for the resolution. How many people those who are voted from the opposition party for the resolution means it is of 65 members. So all the members are there in any one of the two groups. They are given to tabulate or to present the same thing in a table. So let us will see that how many characteristic features that we have to be presented. First, we can come across how many number of members means. So one column we can able to show in the form of members with the help of the given information, and we can make out very easily there are the people those who are favor for the resolution. Let us we have either in the form of column or in the form of a row. We can show favor means those who are accepted for the proposals. The rest of the people, the difference of the people out of the total is called as the against to the resolution. Either this favor and against can be shown in the form of rows and row, or it may be shown in the form of column. But in this table, we have shown in the form of a column. So first column is being represented members. In that members, we can able to see out of this information there are two parties. One is ruling party, another one is the opposition party. The total number of members has to be highlighted both in the form of row as well as in the form of column. And again, the members, those who are voted for the resolution, that will be shown in the form of favor. Those who are not voted, that will become the against people for the resolution, and again total column. And let us, these star marks are going to be represented, which is given in the question, the information or the numerical numbers which is highlighted in the question. Let us, we have to plot one by one. So here the total members means the total both row column as well as column both the total value will be 600 members. And out of the 600 members, how many are voted in the favor of the resolution means the favor column we have to show in the total column, that is 400. And next one is the government members in the house. Government members means ruling party. The total how many ruling parties members are there means out of 600, there are 380 members we are showing in the first row. That is the total column. And the next is 65 members belonging to the opposition voted for the resolution. How many people those who are voted opposition party people means let us we should go for the opposition party row. Out of that, how many voted means how many people accepted, those who are favor for the resolution, the total is 65. Okay, uh, these are the information given in the question, and all the other fill in the blanks has to be filled by considering with the total, either from the row column or from the uh, uh, column total or from the row total. It has to be, the fill in the blanks has to be calculated. So here we can able to see very clearly the total for the first column is 400, and 65 already given in the question. Those who are favor for the resolution, out of 465 the difference will be 335. Again here the last column total is being shown very clearly. 600 are the total out of the 380 people given in the question. The missing value of the ruling party total is 380 means the opposition party total how much means the difference of 600 minus 380 will becomes 220. So that is one of the blank has to be filled. And let us will see for the third row here 400 and 600 can be seen, and the difference of the total will be favor plus against will become that is equals to total. If you are going to fill in between these means they have to deduct. Out of the 600, 400 is already given, the total means the difference against to the resolution is 200. Right? So here already 335, the difference we have filled. Again out of this 380, 335 if we are going to be deducted, the difference 45 of the people, those who are there in the ruling party, they doesn't accepted for the resolution. It can be identified. And the next is here 200 already we calculated. Out of 245 ruling party, those are against means how many people those who doesn't accepted from the opposition means 200 minus 45 is 155. So then the total of these 220 can be identified very easily. 65 plus 155 is 220. So this is how we have to fill the blanks from the given information. And let us we can able to study the second question given. In a sample study, it is about relating to the coffee drinking habits belonging to the two towns. The information is given for town A as well as for the town B. So how many people, male and female, are there? Let us check in town A. So total 60% are male, 40% were coffee drinkers, and 26% were male coffee drinkers. In town B, The total male people are 55%, coffee drinkers 30%, 20% were male coffee drinkers. The same thing has to be tabulated in the above information. Let us will see what all the characteristics can be shown means. We can see there are two terms. One block has to be shown as town A, another one block can be shown for town B, right? And in town A, we are going to come across some of the information belonging to the male mean. The rest people will be the female, then one total column. Same thing in case of town B also, male, female and total. Three out of town B also contains two category of people, male and female, one total column. And next means here in the first column what we'll have to show means what this is the information given belonging to the coffee drinking habits. So here we can able to express that how many coffee drinkers are there, how many non-coffee drinkers. Let us will check one by one. See this highlighted information and star mark is being given in the question itself. So in the town A we have to fill it first. So percentage means it is nothing but total. Both as well as the row in the form of column, the percentage has to be shown. Total will be 100. Out of this 100, how many people are male means very clearly they given male column 60% has to be shown. And the next one is they have given 40% were coffee drinkers. See in the first row we are showing in the total, we don't know 40% coffee drinkers means how many male and female we don't know, but has to be shown in the total, that is 40%. And then 26% were male coffee drinkers. Very clearly they have given that 26% are the male people, those who drink the coffee. Then how many female people are there, those who drink female? The difference has to be find out. That is 40 minus 26 is 40. And here we have to find out the non-coffee drinkers. First we'll have to check the differences which is available from the given data. Out of 100, 60 are the male group means the difference will be 40, it becomes the female group. Let us we have to fill in the blanks for the non-coffee drinkers. Already the information is given 60 minus 26 is 34 and 40 out of 40, 14 minus 40 minus 14 is 26 and the 100 already given out of 40, 100 minus 40 is nothing but 60. So this is how we should plot for town A. Same thing has to be done for town B. And in the case of town B also, the total group of members are 100. Out of 100, how many people are male group means 55%. The rest has to be shown in the total of female, that is 45. And next, how many people are the total of coffee drinkers means they have not splitted whether they are male and female, that is the total. So 30% are belonging to the coffee drinkers, means the rest 70% are belonging to the non-coffee drinkers. That difference also has to be find out. And 20% were male coffee drinkers. They have given very clearly 20% are the male people, those who drink coffee means the rest of the people out of 55, 35 they are not drinking the male people, those who are not drinking the coffee. And we have to fill the blanks for the female group. 30 minus 20 is 10 and 70 minus 35 is 35, 100 minus 55 is 45. So this is how we should solve the questions by the missing values has to be filled in the table. Let us we can able to see here the third question in 2017 out of total 1750 workers in a factory. 1250 were the members of trade union and the number of women workers employed was 200, out of which 175 did not belong to any trade union. The same thing information is also given for the year 2018. The number of union workers increased to 1580, out of which 1290 were men. On the other hand, the number of non-union workers fell down to 208, out of which 180 were the women. So here the characteristic features has been shown for the two different years. One is for 2017, the other one is for 2018. In 2017 also there are men working, people are there, men workers, women workers and total. And the next in 2018 also, men workers, women workers as well as the total column has to be highlighted for the two different years. Again, they are given the information that they are how many they are belonging to the union. Members are how many, non-members are how many. So let us will plot for 2017. So the total number of members in 2017, both as well as row and column, it is 1750 has to be shown, which should be matched both row as well as column. Out of that 1250 were the members of trade union. How many members are registered in the trade union means it is 1250. So in the first row in the total column has to be shown, that is 1250. We don't know how many men are women. It has to be calculated. And next is the number of women workers employed was 200. Out of in 2017 only, how many women workers? We don't know whether they are members or non-members, so it has to be shown in the total. That is 200. Out of which 175 they did not belong into trade union. They have given very clearly that out of the 200 people, 175 people are not registered in the union. So that 175 women workers, they are the non-members of the union. So all these highlighted information given in the question, and the difference values has to be found out. So 200 minus 175, the difference will be 25. And here 1750 minus 1250, the difference is 500. So again 1250 minus 25, the difference will be 1225, and 500 minus 175, the difference is 325. 1750 minus 200 is 1550. So this is how we have to fill the blanks for the respective blocks or respective columns. The same thing we are going to be shown for 2018 also. In case of 2018, the union workers were increased to 1580. Already in the year 2017 it is 2250, but it has been increased for the year 2018, that is 1580. So out of that 1290 were the men, very clearly given. So in the men group we have to show 1290. They are the union workers because they are the members, so it has to be shown in the row of members only. On the other hand, the number of non-union workers were fell down to 208. The total non-union members in the year 2018, there are 208. It has come down, out of which 1080 were the women. So this is the given information. Now we have to fill the blanks. Out of 1580 minus 1290, the women category, those who are registered for the members, it is 290. Then 290 plus 180, the difference, if you are going to add, we'll get to 470, right? And 1580 plus 280, the total will be 1788. Out of 1788 minus 470, the fill the blanks for the men we can able to calculate, that is 1380. In the same manner, 208 minus 180, the difference will be 28. So this is how we have to solve the question. See, there are some of the questions which is already being solved. So you have to calculate. So with this, I am going to end my session. Thank you.